How to hit six figures in 2025 as an online coach. So here's going to be the main four big areas you should be focusing on in your business if you want to get past those 10K months. And this has worked for over 100 coaches. And so I'm giving it to you for free here today so that you can be successful as well. So the first thing is we actually need to work on basically who you are. So the first thing is always who you are as a person. Are you going to be the right person who's going to implement the things that are going to get the right results? Right? We often talk about be, do, have, meaning you need to become the right person who can then do the right things so that you can have the results in the life that you want. So first of all, we need to be. Now, what does that look like? You need to have the right mindset, skills, and environment. This is where you need to start if you want to be successful. So the first thing is have the right mindset, be humble, resilient, and motivated. So humble in the sense of asking for help. Being a newer entrepreneur, you don't know everything. Even if you're making $3,000 a month, $4,000 a month, and you think, oh, I know all the strategies, you don't. There's so many times in my life where I thought I was the shit. I knew everything. And guess what? I didn't. So first of all, be humble and ask for help. Number two, be resilient. You're going to have to get a thicker skin. You're going to have some rejection. You're going to have some judgment. People are going to think different things about you, and that's okay. It's not going to change your reality. You need to keep moving forward. If you feel called to build this business, if this is what you want to do, you're going to have to go through those deep waters. And number three, you got to be motivated and frankly also disciplined. Discipline is always starts where motivation ends. You can be all hyped up, wanting to build the business, but as soon as it gets hard, it's discipline that's going to work through it when motivation goes away. So that's the first thing. You got to have the right mindset if you want to be a successful coach. Now, the second thing is skills. A lot of you probably got into this because you're good at the delivery, you're good at caring and coaching and all that kind of stuff, which is great, but you're going to need to learn marketing and sales, which we're going to dive into a little bit soon. And then the last thing is you just have to have an environment that's supportive of what you're wanting to do and also an environment that allows you to be productive. Because if you're like me, I have ADHD, professionally diagnosed, is when I started working on my business, I was all over the place. I wasn't time blocking. I wasn't starting at certain times. I wasn't having lunch breaks, and it was just all over the place. So set yourself hours of when you work and when you don't work. Put it in the calendar and follow it, because without it, your structure is going to be all over the place, and so will your income. And then obviously have a supportive environment. Make sure that you're in a place where people and friends, family, whatever, are supporting you. And if they're not, you got to remove yourself and you got to get you to basically a place where you are. So that's the first thing. Now, the second thing is just having your business foundations right. Now, a lot of you obsess over niche and offer, and this is something that I actually want to call a lot of you coaches out on. If your niche and your offer are taking you longer than 1 to 2 weeks to figure out, you're doing it absolutely wrong. With your niche, make it super simple. Either go with something that was a pain for you in the past, so maybe something that you've gone through, you had a pain point, you solved it, either solve that, or go from a past profession of yours, something that you've done in the past that you're really good at helping people with that you can do more of. Okay, make sure it's really clear. And the last piece is just find other people who are already doing what you want to do. Make sure that it's viable and other people are successful with it. That's the only proof that you need that you can be successful with it as well. And as far as an offer goes, make it super simple. Have an offer that solves the biggest problem of your ideal client. Make sure you're getting to work with them for a couple months. Make sure that you're selling a higher ticket service so you're attracting higher end clientele. And also you're able to go to those 10K months a lot quicker. Again, if this is taking longer than 2 weeks, you're doing it wrong. You are perfecting, you are analyzing when you just need to be doing more. And so do not waste your time here. The next part, simple client acquisition, how to have a pathway from where someone is a stranger to when someone is a client. How do you turn strangers into clients? This is the pathway. Number one, they need to become part of your audience. Okay. If your audience isn't growing, your business is slowly but surely dying. So you have to have new leads coming into your audience and finding out about you. This is how you turn someone from a stranger into what we call a cold lead, all right? A new follower, someone who's kind of interested in figuring out a little bit more about you. So you need to have audience growth strategies that go with the platform, the method, the quantity, the quality, all those things. But once they become an audience member, you now need to warm them up, right? They're a cold lead, which is great. You got a lead, but you got to warm them up. So utilize freebies in your content, in your conversations, and offer them out to people. And everyone that raises their hand is now a lead, and they've been warmed up because you've given them something for free. Everyone that raises their hand, says, hey, I'm a lead, basically, give me a freebie. You then go ahead and you actually have one-to-one conversations with them. Go deep, ask them about their struggles, what they're being challenged with, their goals, are they looking for support, what have they tried in the past, all of these things to get deep with them and to show that you actually care and you're trying to figure out what's going to be best for them. And then you go ahead and go into the sales process, and you go through a pre-sold sales process that's going to get them sold before they even think about buying with you. So taking this whole process will allow you to turn a stranger into a cold lead, into a warm lead, into a hot lead, into a buyer, someone who's actually a client of yours. So making sure you're following this process every single day in your business. Last but not least is you need to have some type of retention and referral process. If you have clients leaving your business just as fast as clients are coming in, that is a hamster wheel that's going to be very hard to grow, scale, or sustain. And so you want to make sure to start that at least you are getting a 20% retention, 20% referral. And as you increase your business and you get better at these skills, you should be increasing these to 30%, sometimes even upwards of 40% and higher. This is how you grow a six-figure business. You become the right person, you do the right things in the business, and then you have the right results. Now, if you have any specific questions on any of these elements, go ahead, throw them down below in the comments, and I'm excited to hear more about it.